Hey, welcome to another episode of the Innovation Mindset Podcast, powered by the Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship. I am Mark McNeese, your host, and in studio today we have Daniel Underwood. He runs a TikTok shop, and his company is called Affiliate. Help me out.
Affiliate Edge.
Affiliate Edge. All right. How you doing, Daniel? Thanks for coming in.
I'm doing amazing. I just want to say thank you for having me on this podcast. I've never been on one in my life. This is super exciting. I didn't realize how much actually goes into having a podcast. So it's really cool to see the setup and everything.
Wow, you're going to do great, and I'm really excited to hear about your company and your TikTok shop and stuff like that. You're in one of my classes. I think you just mentioned it off the cuff, and I was like, oh, dude, you got to come on. So you're on. I appreciate you making the time. So tell me how long you've been doing the TikTok shop, and tell me how long you've been on TikTok, and then what led you to do the TikTok shop, and lead us into just the evolution of you starting a shop.
Okay, so for context, I'm sitting in class one day talking to my friend Tanner, and there's this kid to my left. His name's Nick Emilio. He's in one of my classes, and then Tanner Garrick, he's in that class as well. And we were just talking about business, this other business that we're doing, this ticket reselling thing. And Nick had overheard, and he was like, you guys got any side hustles? And I was like, yeah, what's going on? And he was like, I just made $50,000 off of a video on TikTok. And me and Tanner were just like, what? And then he showed us, and then we were like, oh, it's actually true. And it was just a simple video, and it had 10 million views, and the way that he made money was he was selling a product.
Okay.
So the person that sees the video, they just click on the link, and then with that link, they can actually buy the product. And in this case, it was just gum. It was just like something, it could be anything that's
$50,000 on a gum video.
Exactly. And I'm like, what? Like, how can I do that?
Can I pause you really quick? I want to ask, so did he own the gum, or was this a drop shipping thing?
It's not drop shipping. He doesn't own the gum. It's literally, so think of TikTok shop like Amazon or Temu or something like that. Uh-huh. And you never actually see the item, you just promote it. And that's it. And then if somebody buys it from clicking on your video, that's how they make the commission.
So that's wild. So basically, he makes this video, he's pitching it. It's probably, 60 seconds or something?
Yeah, it really just depends. But for that video in particular, I think it was around 20 seconds. But there's a lot of analytics that go into making a good video.
Interesting. So he made this video, and tell us a little bit about the video. What did he do to get 10 million views and tons of people to buy this gum? What kind of gum is it too? It's got THC in it, or what? Is it a special magic gum?
It's like kind of funny. It was like a really dumb video. I'm not sure if it's appropriate for JMC.
Yeah,
podcast.
It's appropriate.
Okay, it's appropriate. All right. So basically, it's this gum that like makes your mouth water. So I can't really remember what the video was. It was a really dumb video. Like it should not have had 10 million views, but it had 10 million views. And I can't remember too explicitly, but it was just him taking a video of the gum and then talking about what it does. And then he somehow spinned it in like a funny way where like people wanted to leave comments. And how like TikTok works is like if it starts to catch on quick, it can catch on on fire. And that specific video did really well. So what he did is he said, why did this video do well? How can I make other videos like this? What was it about this video that made it? And then you can see all the analytics because TikTok gives you all of the analytics.
Interesting. Then, so I have to ask questions for the audience because if I'm wondering, I'm sure people are wondering. So you said it may be not appropriate and it makes his mouth water. What are you talking about? Just come out and tell us.
I can't remember exactly. I'm blanking. I can't
why would somebody want their mouth to water?
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Maybe his mouth is dry.
All right, I feel like you're not telling us something, but okay. Very good. All right, go on with your story. So he made $50,000 selling gum that makes your mouth water on a 20-second video, and you're like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
How do we do this?
So we go over to his house and we start drinking beers, and then we just start making videos, and we're like, okay, we need to make more videos to make more money. And our videos did terrible. Not like we just had so many videos that were bad. And then Like, why are these not doing well? And it's because it's really hard to consistently make good videos when you're just starting out, especially if you don't know what you're doing. You can look at other people and copy them, but like TikTok really likes originality as well.
How do they know
because
if
the
it's
algorithm
original?
picks it up. It has sound bites.
Wow.
It can literally detect, with AI nowadays, it can detect just anything and everything about a video.
Okay. Sorry, let me rewind. So he was selling this gum. It makes your mouth water. How did he get a relationship with this company? Like, how did he?
So you don't need a relationship with the company is the thing. Let's say I wanted to make a video on those Ray-Bans you have over there. If TikTok Shop sells the Ray-Bans and I have those Ray-Bans right there, I can hold it up and just say whatever I want to promote it. Maybe make a funny video. If it gets a lot of views, then I put the link in the video. Someone buys it because of my video, then I get the commission. But there is a catch. It can't be just anyone. You do have to have 5,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
To
so
start.
you have to have 5,000 followers on
You
TikTok.
do have to
so
apply.
You
You do have to go through the process of becoming a creator, is what it's called.
Okay. So basically, companies put their product out there and say, hey, if you can sell this product, I'll give you X%
Exactly.
of
It's percentages.
the proceeds or the sale price or something
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly.
And he just sold a lot of gum.
Exactly. A lot.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I got it. So take us from there.
So, anyways, fast forward. We knew that we could make money with it. We're just like screwing around, not actually being serious about it. And then we realized like we are commercial entrepreneurs, Jim Moran College, like we're going to have our own business one day. We don't know what it is. We might as well do this because this is something that's tangible and something that we know we could do because they're actually like, once you see the money come in, you're like, oh, this is actually this is something that we can actually do. But yeah, so what Affiliate Edge is in essence is we're just getting into the meat and the bones of it. We have our LLC and everything, but it's for the people that want to make money off TikTok but don't know how.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. A common business model. They call it the pick and the shovel. You know that. So when the gold rush was going on in whatever 1849 or whatever in California, the people who made a lot of money were not the gold miners. It was the guys who set up shop and sold the picks and the shovels to get the gold.
I bet.
So basically, there's a gold rush on TikTok, and you guys are selling the picks and the shovels.
Exactly.
There we go. All right, cool. So
I like that analogy a lot. That's honestly, I'm going to steal that.
I stole it. I didn't come up with it,
Okay,
so I
cool.
took it from somebody else. So yeah, run with it. Just give me credit. No, just kidding. Okay, so have you guys sold products yet?
Yes.
So what have you sold and how'd it go?
It really depends. I've sold a bunch of different products. Right now, my friend Tanner, he's doing wallets. My friend
Doing wallets?
Wallets.
Okay.
My friend's doing shirts. I was doing shorts. But it really just depends. The products are always changing. You want to do one that is going to get a lot of traffic and there's analytics behind it, and you have to jump on like a product that is going to potentially do before anyone else does if you want to make the best value for your time. Because this is not something that you can just do here and there. It's like a full-time job if you want to actually be making like money. But the thing is, you can clock in and out, but you'll be rewarded a lot more if you're consistent with it.
Yeah, I see people on there all the time, and I guess you can do it on a live stream too, right?
Yeah, so that is the other aspect. And like I said, the shorts and the shirts, that's actually what they're selling on the wallets. And that in itself it's completely different than making videos. Tanner specializes in the lives and I'm more so in the videos, but he's doing really well with the lives. Like he's probably doing it right now as we speak. He's been doing it probably 3 or 4 hours a day, every day for the past couple of weeks, especially in this month of April. I believe he's already generated over 20,000 GMV for
What's
just these
GMV?
wallets. So it's like it's like the money that like the company actually gets, and then the commission is like what he gets. So let's say on the wallets he's getting 10% commission. But where Affiliate Edge comes in is we can actually get you a higher commission rate. So if let's say you have 10% commission and you want to get 13 to 15%, we negotiate that for you with TikTok.
Really?
We do.
So you can negotiate. That's interesting.
And then what we can also do is we can get you like flash sales. There'll be like a little timer that will pop up on your live that's discounted for 10 minutes. So then people see it and then they're like, oh, I have to get this now.
Interesting.
There's a lot of other little things like that.
So you said you have to have 5,000 followers to do it. So in order to get 5,000 followers, you got to post a lot, and probably, unless you have something that goes viral.
Exactly.
And do you think, does it hurt your, I guess it's on your personal page, right? Because, or do you actually, if you know you're going to sell something, like,
you don't have to have your face in it. Nobody has to know it's you. But I would say that it is better to have a personal branding and have your face in it. But you can still make a lot of money with just nobody even knows whose account it is.
Yeah, I just don't know how you would amass 5,000 followers if you don't have any previous content. Like
So that's also where Affiliate Edge comes in. We would give you guys an account.
What?
So we would,
all right, explain that.
So what we can do is we can actually get you guys an account that has 5,000 followers or more, because we have contacts with people that are wanting to they want to transfer their account over to somebody else.
Really?
Yeah.
So people are selling their TikTok accounts. Interesting. That's on a secondary market. That's super fascinating. I'm loving learning. The previous podcast with Ashton Hurdon, and he's an influencer and gets paid by being an influencer and stuff like that. So this is like another side of TikTok that I didn't know anything about. I've only been on TikTok like 2 months, and I've been doing like cooking videos on YouTube, and I teach this podcasting class, and my students were like, you need to go on TikTok, you'll blow up. And I posted my cooking videos, like nobody watched them and everything. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to do something else. And so I joined the FSU beach volleyball team, and I'm like, oh, this might be interesting. 55-year-old guy on a college beach volleyball club, and nobody liked that and everything. And I was like, I wasn't really thinking, I wasn't looking to go viral, but I was like, my mind said, okay, what's interesting? What can I create something that like people are interested in? And I get all these ridiculous emails from students and stuff like that. And I always sit on them. I always reply politely and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to read one of these emails and respond as if I wanted, like how I would respond. And I wasn't like worried about my job and just be funny and stuff like that. And that kind of took off. I don't have 5,000 followers, but
that's like genuine content that you enjoy. So people that watch it are going to enjoy it. That's something they actually want to look at.
Yeah. So it's fun. I went from getting with my like sports or cooking videos, like 200 views to those are getting like 5,000, 10,000 views. And what's fun for me is like the interaction too. A lot of teachers.
You've been consistent with it
for the past probably 4 weeks. Yeah.
That's why. It's because you've been doing it every single day.
Not every day.
No, not every day.
Maybe once or twice a week. Okay. I'll do it. And
are the videos high quality, would you say? Are they?
No, it's just with my phone. I'm just sitting in my house in front of my laptop, and I'm like, hey, check out this email I just got. I read the email, and then I'm like, this is how I'm responding. And then I'll just read how I respond, and it's snarky and it's tongue in cheek and everything. And basically, like I had this guy, their emails are real. Like I had a guy email me, and I'm not going to be able to come to class. I was in Nashville with my fraternity this week, and class was on Tuesday. And then I went to a party on Monday, and then he's, lo and behold, I woke up this morning not feeling well. I don't think I'm going to make it to class. And I make this snarky thing like, oh, wow, I wonder what it could be. It's a medical mystery and everything. So just snarky, fun stuff. I never use the student's name or anything. You don't
air them out on TikTok.
No, but I am waiting. I can't wait because they've gotten some traction, and I have one that went like 30,000 views the other day and stuff like that. And I'm waiting for an email from a student say, please don't make me a TikTok video. And then I'll know I've won.
That's funny. So that's like what your niche is now? Just like listen to the emails?
I'm like, whenever I get a silly email, I'll just make a silly response to it, and people seem to like it. And
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's fun. So I got 2,600 followers now or something like that. And
you're almost there.
Yeah, I'm almost there. But I see all the time on my feed, like people selling stuff. And I'm like, what's the deal? There's the one that didn't drive me crazy, but I'm like, what?
You see it all the time?
I see it all the time. I see these people at their desks with a treadmill. It's not like a real
one?
thing.
Yeah.
They're just standing. They're like walking
on it
talking.
on
And I'm like,
live, and they're like, what is this?
Who's buying this? And then I'm like, it's like the For Your page and everything. I'm like, dude, I'm out there playing beach volleyball and surfing. I'm not like walking on some dumb treadmill or stuff like that. And then there's this like really jack guy selling shirts all the time that I see and everything. I was like wondering how it all works. And now you're here to tell me all about it. So I'm super excited.
So do you ever actually buy those like products or anything like that? Or do you just scroll past it immediately?
I've watched it because I'm interested in business and entrepreneurship and side hustles and stuff. So I'm definitely...
That's not most people on there though.
What do you mean?
Most people are probably just like watching it because they like are entertained. But you're just worried about like the business aspect. How is this?
I'm not worried about it.
Not worried, but like intrigued, I guess.
Yeah, I want to figure it out, right? So whenever I see people making money in an interesting way, because I teach entrepreneurship, I'm like, okay, like I need to learn about this so I can help my students if they want to do this. And especially with my podcast and content creation class that I teach, that I want that to be part of my class. I would love for a student to be able to come in and I understand the business so I can help them and they can use the equipment that we have here at FSU and take their business to the next level. But I can't do it unless I understand the business model. It's great that you're in here today because I'm learning about it. You're teaching me. So that's really cool. Okay. I interrupted you when you started talking about, because I was wondering like, hey, getting 5,000 followers is not easy. Okay, so people can buy accounts. That's interesting. And so tell us a little bit more about what your company does. And I want to hear a lot more too about what you guys have done and what you've seen work and not work.
So what we do right now is we currently have a couple of accounts that are live and they just go live and they make videos and they make their money. And we're starting off very small just to make sure that, because we want to expand like how many people actually do this, but we're just starting off small and making sure we can get those people like consistent and get them good at what they're doing. And then maybe eventually they could teach other people.
Okay.
So that's what happened to me. Like Tanner was super on it. And then I had all these different questions. I have like so many notes of all these different questions of how to make a video good, how to make a good live, because there's so much that goes into it that you would just not know. And that's why we like realized, oh wait, we have a skill that other people want. And if they can learn that skill and we can teach it to them, then they can make money and we can make money too. Right. So that's just something that we figured out together, and we're really gonna hammer that nail in this summer, especially with the whole business side of it and everything, because there are other people that do what we do, but they don't do it well.
You were saying it's relatively new, right? I know TikTok Shop and everybody's figuring it out. So when Facebook was new and people started selling stuff on Facebook, nobody really understood the algorithms, and like the people who figured it out on how to sell stuff and get into people's algorithms and everything made a lot of money. And now there's a flood of people doing that kind of traditional social media. So it's really, I didn't realize it was that new, me being so totally new to TikTok. TikTok's wild. Like I really like it. Yeah. I'm a free speech guy. So the reason I got on TikTok was, one, my students were like, you got to do your cooking videos on that. But the other thing was like the federal government was trying to shut it down and everything. And I'm like,
we were a little scared when all that was going on.
Yeah.
So we were in the middle of just getting everything up.
I know.
And then all of a sudden TikTok's gone.
Yeah, no, that was wild. Yeah, I just got on and then it was gone, and I didn't even go on it. I had posted 2 cooking videos and there's literally, I got 4 views, and I'm like, this is stupid.
You can't even go on TikTok on school Wi-Fi.
All right. Do you have any clients yet? Or are you still working? Are you still working through?
So like our direct clients right now are just like a couple of our friends. So we have a course that we're making for anybody that wants to learn, and it's free.
Okay.
So anyone can just pick it up.
Why is it free?
It's free because we want them to have like the knowledge of how to do it. If they want to like actually do it, then we give them an account, and then it would be like our account, and they would be able to go live or sell products,
so
whatever on it.
You're using it as a marketing funnel.
And then we would get like like a cut of that. But like the thing is it wouldn't be that big. I don't know like all the numbers yet, but because we have the accounts and we're teaching them how to do it, we would be taking a cut of their commission.
Okay, interesting. So how do you think this is going to evolve? Like when you think about this, do you think that this is something that you're like could evolve to something to be like your full-time job and helping content creators and selling stuff?
100%. So my friend Tanner, he was working at Governor's Club a lot, doing like double shifts and everything. And he made all of that money back, like from the full year that he was working there in the first month of going on TikTok Shop. He had no idea how to do it. I don't see.
Is Tanner the one that sold the gum?
No,
that was somebody else.
That's
Okay.
Nick. Yeah.
So Tanner's selling other stuff. Like what's Tanner selling?
So it literally always changes, like I said earlier, but right now, like I could probably pull up on my phone. I know like the whole podcast, I can't really move and everything like that, but after I'll show you. But for you guys that are listening, he's literally just goes live, puts his camera down, films like right now it's a wallet, and it's like just like a TikTok Shop wallet. It has like cool features, like you can put your air tag in it. It just has selling points. So you can sell a product. This is also what it teaches you. There's a lot of things of just doing this that I didn't even think like I would learn, but like just being able to sell a product is like, it helps you with a lot of life skills, like selling yourself and everything like that. And you're doing it in front of a bunch of people that like, they're always fanning in and out. Like nobody's in there. The thing is people's attention spans are so small and people don't really realize that. And especially when they're on TikTok, they're just scrolling for whatever catches their attention and they're on to the next, they're on to the next, on to the next. So being able to capture an audience and make sure that they're actually in there and they're going to actually click that buy button. People don't just buy stuff because of what they buy things based off of if they think it's going to fill like a need. And if you can make that happen for people that you don't even know, then that's a skill in itself. And it's not a skill that is like something you can just pick up, because when I first started doing it, you just have to put in like the time, the hours, and it's going to be hard at first, but then once you see that money start to come in, it's going to progressively be more and more each time. And then TikTok also offers like rewards and stuff for being consistent too. It'll be like, here's $30, here's $100 or something like that. And there's just a bunch of different ways you can monetize yourself. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
So do you both use the same TikTok
We did.
account?
We used to, but now because we're both doing it, we got different accounts.
Yeah, different accounts. So is it considered a business account, or do they not differentiate?
No, it's not.
All?
It doesn't. You could put it down as a business account, I'm sure, for like tax purposes, but it's not like technically a business account.
Okay.
But there is another side of TikTok that Tanner and I are actually just getting into for our internship, which is the seller side. So like how there's products up there, you can put your product up on TikTok. So what Tanner and I are doing is we're implementing it for this company called DP Doughboy. They are trying to get their shirts up. So we're going to help them with that process.
Okay, interesting.
Because they don't know anything about TikTok either. They just know that it's a thing, and they just want to be able to get more sales. And that's where we're going to help them, that company out.
So say that I had a product that I made and I wanted to get it on TikTok Shop. Is the products on TikTok Shop, is that big companies and little people aren't on it?
No,
or like,
it's anything and everything. So but you just have to go through the process of getting it like verified. If that makes sense. So let's say you just started your new line of hats. You probably just have to show them proof of all the hats and like the shipping and this and everything that you have, like your company, anything that they need. And then, yeah, they put your product up on there, and then it's just whether people click it up through theirs, like through TikTok or not.
So basically people who do TikTok shops, or they sell products, I guess they go to the TikTok shop and like just go through all the different products maybe, and then they say, oh, that's really cool, I think I could sell that, and then they make an agreement electronically and then they're off to the races. Is that how it works?
So like the seller is different than like someone that is a creator, if that makes sense. So a creator is, I sell this water bottle to you guys, and I never even touched the water bottle. It's not my water bottle.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
A seller is a person,
right?
It's their product, so they're actually getting like all of that GMV.
Yeah, sorry. Let me clarify. So I'm a creator, and I want to sell something and make some money.
Okay.
How do I? Is there a place that I go and I see all the things
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah.
I could choose
There's
from
there's a shop section. There's a shop
for
tab.
creators.
So once you're a creator, you can see, it's called product marketplace, and then you can see all of the different products that people are looking at right now, and you can just scroll through it, and then it'll also have videos of the ones that have been successful, and you can get pretty
interesting.
much anything you need to know. And then once you actually do sell stuff, it has AI to tell you like where you did wrong, what you could have done better,
interesting.
and it's things like that because they want you to do well.
Yeah, of course.
And like you can go live for 2 hours, and it'll say that you want to talk to this agency that could help you out, and they'll tell you how you can improve.
Oh, interesting. So say somebody has a personal brand that they're out there doing stuff and everything, and they've never done the TikTok shop. They've never sold anything. Is there any downside to somebody's, I guess, personal brand or page by starting to offer products? Do you understand
So
what
you mean, is there any like downside as in any risk?
I guess, does it tarnish your, so say like for me, say you're going through and you're like, that's a funny email. That's a funny email. That's a funny email. And then I'm like, hey, Gmail's great and stuff like that on a video. And you're like,
yeah, definitely. It would make people be like, oh my God.
I
It could make some people unfollow or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I would say the best way to do it is to like make it, if you don't want to do a video for a TikTok shop, I would just make it like maybe tie in like the email to that, like that sort of thing to it, and just make it like seamless. So it's not like, or funny or something that's still entertaining or something that they'd still want to watch, instead of just, buy Gmail. Because then if you say it like that, then they're going to be like, all right, I'm out. I'm on the next video.
Yeah, I would be worried just the authenticity of it, because you build like a bond with people. And like I have a lot of teachers who comment all the time and like my videos and everything. And if I'm like baiting, it's almost like, hey, now that you like these videos, you're a teacher, you should buy whatever. You know, they'd be like, what?
It's like when you're watching a podcast and then all of a sudden they just starts talking about Monster energy drinks for 5 minutes.
That reminds me, thank you to our sponsors, Monster Energy. No, I wish they were our sponsor, but no sponsors. Sponsor us. Okay, sorry. Okay, cool. Tell me more.
Okay, so we went to Land is Green. You guys that are watching probably know what that is. And we did market validation for see that if anybody actually wanted to become a creator, because we explained to them how it worked. We brought the wallets and we set up a table, and we had over 50 people say that they would be down to do it. And we do not have the capacity to manage 50 people right now. But for you guys that are watching, we will in the future, come fall. So if you guys, this is something that you're interested in, my number is 904-631-5463. If you guys have any questions, just text me. But yeah, no, it's definitely like something that I know is going to do really well. And it's just a matter of like how much capacity can we handle. And that's where I'm going to specialize more in that aspect. That's
awesome. Yeah, and I'll have all your contact information that in the show notes. So if you're watching this, just go to the show notes and you can see their TikTok page and numbers and contact information if you're interested in all of this. But I'm interested, and I'm sure I'm going to get a super discount. All right, what else you got?
Let me think. So I can continue on the story that I was telling earlier, back when we left the room to go drink some beers, and then we went over and were making some pretty shitty videos. And then back then, I actually had a funny hair style. It was like leopard print, so I would also like try and add that in the video. Those ones got like more views. And like what we realized is, like I was saying earlier, with people's attention span, like that's where you like really have to hone in. And I don't want to give away everything, because then people are just going to be able to like, but
sell the sizzle, not the steak.
Yeah, I like that too. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty simple, honestly. At the end of the day, like you go on TikTok, you sell a product, you do well, you keep selling it. And once that product is out, you get on a new one. And it's like seasonal too, which is interesting. Like right now it's like sunglasses and bathing suits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's also an interesting aspect. But there's like also a bunch of analytics that go into it that you can like actually buy like through TikTok, which is also interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I pretty much hammered everything that I needed to say.
Okay. Cool. So At the end of the podcast, I always like to ask my guest entrepreneur one question, and this is the question. If you could go back and tell yourself one thing before you started that would have made your journey more successful or easier or whatever, what would you tell yourself?
I would definitely tell myself to do quality over quantity.
Okay.
With the videos. So don't just put like bullshit out there and hoping like one of them like does. We have to make sure it's actually like a good video, and what makes a good video is whether it gets views or not. And there's a lot that goes into that. But I wouldn't have. I mean, you don't know unless you try. So trial and error.
Right on. Cool. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This is an awesome experience. I recommend everyone does this. Super fun. Come on the podcast.
There we go. Come on the podcast. Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Innovation Mindset podcast powered by the Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship. Hey, if you liked this episode, be sure to give us and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another amazing episode. And as always, we love comments, so be sure to drop us a comment. We reply to all of them in a polite way. I don't do it snarkily. And be sure to hit the show notes if you're interested in learning more about today's topic. We'll see you next time.